All right, we should be finally live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. Can you folks hear me clearly and see me clearly? I'm sorry for the late start. Some things came up, and as always at the last minute, you know, or sometimes at least, some new information pops up. And I want to bring you folks up to date on the latest. So I'm sorry for being late. That will change in the future when I don't have to deal with these things anymore. But thank you, Queen. Can you handle the trolls from here on out? You're right, JB. JB, and you're right about that. No, I did reschedule it, and then I was even later than that because some new information came up, and I apologize. I deserve to get a little crap for that. Folks, uh, one thing in life, you make mistakes, you run late, own it. It's my fault. I only have myself to blame for being late, whether it's a good reason or not. It's the truth, right? We all make mistakes, and we all should learn from them, but some of us don't learn. We'll speak about that in a little bit here. But yeah, I was late. I own it. My apologies. Life goes on. The show must go on, right? Can you folks hear me clearly and see me clearly? Can somebody make me aware if I'm coming through? How come whenever I ask this question, nobody answers it? James Pink says clear. By the way, Cassandra of Troy has been banned from this channel. I'll explain why in a bit. She's a part of the Lycan Theory echo chamber. Now, for those of you that are here for the first time, you're not going to have a clue regarding what's going on. My apologies for that as well. You can try to figure it out, try to become a part of it, or come back another time when we do different types of videos out here. This stream does have an underlying message, but it's primarily catered to a YouTube audience that has known about me for years now. So, we have a little unfinished business and we're going to take care of it. JB, I will be on time on your show. I've never been late to anyone else's shows. It's just my shows. I'm always prompt when I'm a guest on somebody's show. But yes, I do need to get better at starting my stuff on time or doing more pre-recorded videos to the point of where it doesn't matter when you put them out. But you should even have those on a schedule because then people will know approximately when to expect your videos. The days of the weeks that you upload and the time. Consistency is key. I watched that entire video you sent me, bro. They are pathetic. JB, I'm going to try to not say everything here because there's a lot to talk about on your show. But let's just get started here, folks, and we'll get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. This is episode number 99. Whew, man. I may do episode 100 tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But it'll be a very special episode from a special location. And we're back at Red Morton Park, where the Lycan Theory Echo Chamber has sent people to hang out with me here in the past in a PT Cruiser. that same PT Cruiser was following me for a while, and when I did a stream, when that PT Cruiser was parked, like right near this area where I'm at right now, I always have the DVR function turned off in my streams, so people can't rewind. And I put that stream to private right when I finished it, but somehow Jamie Like Theory had a copy of it because he was screen recording from the very beginning because he knew what was going to happen. He sent somebody to, well, we won't call it stalking, to just hang out with me at the park, right? To try to make content off of me, right? And I went up to the dude. I thought it was Mr. Ka. I still think it kind of is. Maybe I'm wrong. Whoever it was, somebody came to follow me many days at the park. And I went up to him. I just said, "Are you Mr. Ka?" Like, you know, if you're going to come and stalk me per se, right? Then then I'm going to come and talk to you and ask you, what are you doing here? Why do you have 3 phones across a tray on your lap? Are you some kind of PI or former cop? Mr. Cause a disgrace. 99 damn, you're going to wear a hole in the pavement. When did Eli and JB start talking again? It was yesterday when he came on American Dream's show. Now, the topic of this stream is if people keep talking about you, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, they will make you more relevant if ... One more time. If people keep talking about you, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, whether they're talking about you in good, bad, or indifferent ways, they are making you more relevant if ... What's the if? I'm going to give you the answer right away. If you want to leave after I give you the answer, you can leave. It's all good. I'm not going to keep you around. I'm not going to force you to wait till the end to hear the answer. It's simple. If people keep talking about you in good, bad, or indifferent ways, they make you more relevant if you keep your cool, if you do not lose your emotional self-control, if you do not get triggered, if you do not rage quit. You have the power. You have the power. Now, I can more so understand women screwing this up a bit more than men because women are biologically emotional all day, every day, like number 8, like clockwork, right? Like the number 8 and like clockwork, right? Women respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling at the present moment. That's the way a higher power, I believe to be God, made them to be. You can't hold that against them. That's how women are, but that's not how men are. God made men to be stronger emotionally and to be able to contain their emotional self-control better than women. No disrespect to women. That's just the difference between men and women, right? But see, when men whine and complain on the internet and they lose emotional self-control, in essence, they're acting like a woman. With no disrespect to women, that's normal for you ladies. For guys, that makes you look like a fool. It makes you look like a whiny little Mabel. Well, no, not everyone knows who Mabel is. Makes you look like a whiny little female dog. Let's be advertiser friendly, at least as best as possible, okay? Do you agree with the crazy hot matrix? All women are at least 4 crazy. Well, women are emotional beings, dude. What do you expect? That's the way women have always been, but who's been here? Okay, listen, Gina. I retracted that copyright strike. After I retracted it, YouTube retracted it within 30 minutes after I filed it. It was quick. I went to her channel and it was back up. And so was my video. And I made a comment to her. And then she removed that video and removed other videos. You need to get your facts straight, ma'am, and so does everyone else, before you come at me for doing the right thing. And Gina, you're close friends with Mrs. Lycan Theory. So, Queen, can you take the pleasure of banning Gina, please? Do you mind? You're my top moderator here. No disrespect. I love all my mods, but Queen, you're my top mod. And it will always be that way. Can you please take the pleasure to scroll up on your phone or device and ban her? I don't really know what's going on. I'll be doing a 3-mile walk today. I'll do 3 laps around the park. I have a lot to talk about, but I don't want to talk about everything because I want to leave stuff for JB's show tonight. But I'm going to do this is like a prelude to the show. And then once I'm done here, about an hour later at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, I'm going to do a brief in-studio stream to promote this this show on JB Gunner's World Channel tonight. And then I'm heading on over there. I will be on JB's show from my phone, so I will not be on camera. I'll have my face, though. I'm not trying to hide. It's just I want to, after doing 2 shows and preparing for all this, I just want to chill on my couch and talk. So forgive me if I'm not on camera tonight. I'll be on from my phone. JB, are you going to bring Dream and I on from StreamYard, or how are you going to bring us on? StreamYard? Let us know. And quite frankly, JB, I don't care if you bring other people on too after we talk. Quite frankly, I wouldn't care if you brought on Mr. and Mrs. Lycan Theory. Let them burn themselves, because that's what they're doing. Queen. Queen, I don't think you went back and banned Gina. So I'm going to take care of her myself. Any friend of Mrs. Lycan Theories or Mr. Lycan Theories is not a friend of mine. I'm sorry, you're guilty by association. People that do stupid things continuously for years, desperately seeking relevancy, should not be supported to do that. That's what you're doing, Gina and other people. You're continuing to enable the behavior of these 2 people. And their behavior, in my opinion, it should be a fact, but in my opinion, is pathetic. It's immature. It's just unacceptable for 2 grown adults, one in her late 40s and one in his mid 30s. Mr. Lycan Theory, in his mid 30s, makes all other good men look bad with his behavior. It's guys like him that get the rest of us stereotyped. It's ridiculous. And you folks continue to enable that behavior by coddling him because you feel sorry for him, right? You feel sorry for his upbringing. You feel sorry because you know, his mother has an open relationship with his father. I can't say everything I want to say here. I'll say more on JB's show tonight. But yeah, his dad is the C word, right? The C word. You know what that is. That's the real C, not me. I've been called the C-U-C-K, O-L-D for years, for entertainment purposes, right? Even by a guy that I'm going on a show tonight. I'm cool with that. I'm over that. We've worked past that. But I own all that stuff. Not that word, but I'm secure with what happened. And I now understand it was entertainment. And I fed into it. And the only way to stop it is to stop feeding into it and to become stronger, right? Getting a grip on your emotional self-control is what it's all about. It's a very manly thing, too. So which channel are you simulcasting me on right now, Jamie? Because I took your girlfriend's channel down for copyright last night. Which one is it? Like in Theory? Like in Legion? That's okay. I'm cool with that, bro. And I'm sure JB will be cool when you simulcast us tonight on your Like in Theory channel. Don't worry, we're not going to flag you. Right? Because it just shows how much more you need JB and I to have any type of relevancy out here. Even JB and I as independent people, let's say we weren't working together on this or collaborating on this, right? Even JB Gunner and I as independent creators, we're the ones even independently that give you any last bit of relevancy you have on this platform, or in general for that matter. Folks, you're literally witnessing the demise of this person. You're literally witnessing the demise of a grown man about to lose it all. Now, JB, I know you sent me an email this morning. I'm not going to talk about that one thing you mentioned. I'm going to leave that up to you. If you want to bring that up on your channel tonight, I'll talk about it with you. I'm not going to talk about it here. It's a major thing. Right? We got to get these people to tune in, right, JB? And while you folks may think this is all a setup or an act, this is not an act. This is real stuff. This is really happening. Yeah. Have we had some fun in the past? JB, myself, the rest of us, right? But this is a serious thing. Is there a possibility we might have a little fun tonight? Sure. That can happen anytime. But for the most part, this is a serious thing. Let me wait for this person to pop on by. Let me check out the chat real quick. Go below in the description, guy friendly. I shared the link to the stream, and below that, the link to subscribe to Gunner's World channel. The Rain comment is not you. Well, we'll let them stay, and if they say a snarky comment, we'll just remove them. We'll know it's the wrong account when they make a snarky comment, James. It's not a big deal. Yes, that's the Gina you're talking about. Yes, JB, that's the same Gina. That's the Gina that used to do out calls or in calls or something like that, or out calls, and she got popped. But she supposedly reformed herself, and she's happily married now. This is information according to Mrs. Like in Theory when her and I were close. You want the truth about everyone? I've got that. I've got all that. Mrs. Like in Theory and I were close. We were friends. I did consider her a friend during that time. I shared things with her too, but they weren't things that I wouldn't go public on or haven't gone public on. But she did talk about her. And when Mrs. Lycan Theory was on those escapades across the country, she did stay with her for a while too. And I even was on a three-way phone call with Gina and Mrs. Lycan Theory. And we were on good terms. I think Gina's just going along with whatever happens to Mrs. Lycan Theory, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I don't play the game that way. I don't play the game of life that way. I want to surround myself with good, positive, law-abiding people that are just happy within themselves and not desperately seeking relevancy on YouTube. It's pathetic. It's beyond pathetic. It's surreal. Just like the Cornelius brothers sang it, it's too late to turn back now for Jamie and his cyber girlfriend. What is the C word? It's a C-U-C-K. A C-U-C-K is a man or a husband that watches his girlfriend or wife get plowed by another man. I'm sorry, I'll be the one doing the plowing, not watching someone else plow my woman. That's what the C word is, bro. I'm a monetized channel. I'm trying to keep it advertiser friendly. You understand that? You want to hear the real deal? I'm not saying I'm not being real here. I'm just following the rules. We're going to go on one of JB Gunner's secondary or third accounts tonight, and we're going to chop it up. We're going to chop it up unfiltered, right, JB Gunner? So what happened yesterday? Right? These people keep making me relevant, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. These people are making me more relevant than I should be. Well, I'm confident in myself. I feel I'm relevant within myself. That's all that matters. But I'm not trying. I'm not being a try-hard, right? These people are making me more relevant quicker than I should be, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. Their behavior is making them look bad and making me look good. Humbly speaking. Why? Like the title of this stream says, the more and more people talk about you, good, bad, or indifferent, they are making you more relevant if, ... and the if is, you keep your cool. You don't lose your emotional self-control. You don't let them trigger you. That's the game, the name of the game that maybe Jamie still hasn't learned. Or maybe he understands it, but he's ticked off because he knows I figured it out. He can't trigger me anymore, right? Because I've all he's got. Obviously, he keeps simulcasting every one of my streams. I don't care. I'm not flagging any more streams. I did flag a simulcasted stream that was done on the Restreams and Commentary account that used to be known as Mrs. Lycan Theory. Mrs. Lycan Theory's channel, right? And I was also being simulcasted by Haters Inc., which I'm not going to flag you down, Haters Inc. Like, do what you got to do, bro. To me, you're irrelevant. You're desperately seeking relevancy, trying to eat off my plate. Just like you used to say, JB, people used to try to eat off of your plate. Maybe I even tried to do that a few times in the past, too. And you were right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. So I hit a bump. That's why I kind of stumbled for a second there. I'm good. And then another dude that I never even heard of until a few weeks ago or a month ago, named Tyree Sneed, was simulcasting me a little bit and talking smack about me. Tyree, you want a pat on the back, bro? You want a shout out? If you want to see some of the most pathetic content on YouTube outside of the Lycan Theory Echo Chamber, go to Tyree Sneed's channel. You guys want a pat on the back? Is that what you want? You want me to pet you like I used to pet Dana's black lab? I'm just some dude on the internet trying to run my business. Yet you guys make me front page news every day. I just didn't know how to handle it in the past, and I've learned that now. But yeah, I flagged down her stream. Why? Because I felt like it. I'm not going to flag anyone else down, but when her and Jamie simulcast things, I'll flag them down every time and let them file their counter notification. They'll be down for 2 weeks. The pathetic thing is it's not the fact that I took her down for copyright. It's what Jamie's doing the white knight for her. You're white knighting for a woman, James, that's destroying your channel and your business faster than you yourself were already destroying it, bro. And you're not seeing that, bro. And you have no idea what's coming. I'll talk about that in a second here. You have no idea what's coming, James. Tune in tonight. You'll be simulcasting it. We know you will, because you got nothing else to do, right? You're going to simulcast. You're going live from your Like and Theory channel around the same time I'm going live briefly before I go on JB's show. What are you going to do? Your topic is like loyalty and stuff like that. And you're doing damage control, James, and it's too late. You're trying to do damage control. There's no coming back from this, James. There's no coming back from this, James. And see, James, here's the thing. I feel bad for you. I don't want to see you lose it all. I don't. I've given you so many warnings. JB Gunner even knows it. JB, how many warnings have I given this guy? How many times have I just told this guy, dude, I'm flagging you. Dude, I'm doing this. Dude, just move on. Right? But he doesn't get it. You know what he tells me every time, JB? He tells me to shove it up my you-know-what, right? Shove it up my you-know-what. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, James, my colon's feeling pretty good. But let me tell you something. Your colon, James, remember what Trim Hits used to say? You know, spread wide apart. The cheeks spread wide apart. Right. Right. Let's see how your cheeks feel after tonight and after, you know, what happens during the next few weeks. I can't predict the future, but I have a feeling. I have a feeling that Mr. Like and Theory Jamie's going to have some life-changing things to deal with. It's funny to me, I've been talking about this for months. I've been telling them exactly what's going to happen. I'm that intuitive. So I flagged down Mrs. Like and Theory. YouTube took it down about an hour later. Right? What happens next? She does a video on the same channel. She puts 2 other videos that I could have flagged down too and probably shut her channel down. But I know they're going to file counter notifications, so I'm not going to play that game. I was going to just take 1 down, right? I'm going to take 1 down because you know how I play the game. Here's the thing: you did violate my copyright, ma'am. You simulcasted my entire stream. That's a 2-hour. You used like over 2 hours of my video, ma'am. Commentary or not, I have the right to file copyright on that, right? But I already knew you guys are going to play that counter notification game where I have 10 business days to sue you. Now I could do it in the small claims copyright court because the Case Act passed last year. But I'm not going to do that. You see, you're going to file your counter notification, and then a few days before it gets reinstated, due to the counter notification, I'll retract the strike. If you read the rules for copyright on YouTube, you can retract the copyright strike anytime you want if you make an agreement with the copyright infringer, right? So that's how you want to play the game, right? I'm game, right? So we'll let that channel be disabled from streaming for a couple of weeks. We'll retract the copyright. And by that time, James, you're going to have the wrath of what you're going to hear on JB Gunner's show happen. In the meantime, you can simulcast on any one of the other channels. And if, hey, if I'm around or one of my channel managers are around and they want to flag you down, we'll do it. If not, we'll just let you bury yourself. But see, I don't want to flag anybody besides him and her. because they go around flagging people for the same stuff. They accuse us of doing the exact same things that they do themselves. That's called hypocrisy, if I ever heard it. Queen, what did deceptive duality say to get banned? Is Nightbot giving warnings? I may have to turn off the warnings again. No such thing as bad publicity. Always remember that, Eli. You can call me Eli, JB. You don't have to call me Coach. No one has to call me Coach. I'm Eli. That's just what I do. I get that. And it's funny. I know we've made fun of the coaching title and the CUCK word and all that. I get it, man. And I know, JB, you're being genuine. But we're still gonna have some fun, JB. Don't get me wrong. And I think you know, JB, that I finally understand the game almost at the level that you do. The only difference is you have more years of experience. But I feel I understand it at the same level, which is the only reason why I feel you're now coming to talk with myself. You came on Dreams panel because I think you're realizing that I get it, at least a lot more than I did, and a lot more than Like in Theory will ever get it. So what happened? Mrs. Like in Theory makes her response video because she was hurt that I flagged her down for simulcasting my entire stream and sounding like a pathetic, miserable, antagonized woman that is what's the best way to put it? She sounds like an angry and bitter ex-girlfriend that got dumped by me, and I was never with her in the first place. I don't know if you agree with me or not, JB, after watching that whole thing. But man, it kind of sounded to me like she was more upset about me dumping her than happily being there with her man, Mr. Like in Theory, Jamie. Pathetic. What she did, what did she expect you to do? No, I understand that, JB. I think you would have done the same thing. You see, JB, I'm learning to play this game a little more smart now. I could have flagged down Haters Inc., but he would also file a counter notification. I could have flagged down Tyrese Need. I don't even know who the hell he is. And maybe he would have filed a counter, but I don't care. Those people are irrelevant to me, right? And quite frankly, even Mr. and Mrs. Like in Theory are irrelevant to me. But I'm flagging them down because they're playing the game in shady ways and they need to go down. It's all about strategy. Heck, James, and I'm not talking about Pink, I'm talking about James Like in Theory. James, I've practically given you my playbook. I've told you exactly what I'm going to do every time before I do it. And you still tell me to shove it up my you-know-what, and then the bull gives you the horns. Every freaking time, the bull gives you the horns, and I'm the bull. Right? So what happened? This morning, further white knighting from Like in Theory, he shares the copyright takedown notice on his community wall and says that I'm not a man of my word. I promised I wouldn't take people down, and I did. Well, I'm keeping my promise to everyone but you because you never keep any promises to anybody, James, so I'm only giving you what you give everyone else, including me. There you go. Right? Nobody cares, James. People are tired of this whole facade. You're not getting any engagement or comments like you used to. People know the end is near for you, and you yourself know it. You feel it. and you're trying to do whatever you can to save your sinking ship. Well, I'm telling you right now, bro, there's no coming back from this. Even if I didn't get involved with JB here on this, you're still on the path of self-destruction. Now that JB Gunner's around, is what I'm trying to say. It may happen faster, but it would have happened anyway, or either way. And again, on top of that, you're in bed with a woman that's further destroying your name, your brand, and whatever you have left of it, right? It was already sinking, but this woman is only sinking your dying ship quicker, bro, and you're not getting it. Why can't Mama's Boy just create his own content? Mike says, I bet Jamie still writes his name on the orange juice out of habit of living with his mommy for so long. She hated my old and the Restless video, LOL, that triggered her so bad. Guy says, Coach is playing 4D chess and the Wolf Club is playing nothing but, they're playing checkers, bro. You know what checkers is? It's the game you play when you're in grammar school, right? Or in high school, right? Well, by the time you reach high school, you start playing chess, right? I'm playing chess and they're playing checkers. Tick, 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 right? Right? This is a chess match. And James, you're about to hit checkmate tonight. Well, maybe not checkmate. We're gonna hit check. We're gonna check you tonight, right? But I'm telling you, checkmate is right around the corner, James. So yeah, so like in theory shares the copyright takedown notice on this community tab, right? And then I look at it, it says counter notification awaiting approval. So I knew he was going to help her file a counter, even on a sock account. Like these people are filing counter notifications on useless sock accounts. It's pathetic, right? And if you come back at me and say, well, why am I filing a copyright takedown on a sock? Because you're simulcasting me on a sock. And because you don't play the game fair yourself. I didn't care about anyone else simulcasting me last night. The funny thing is, I've got almost 500 views on that stream. And I was simulcasted by 3 people. Now, I'd say JB brought at least half those people there. And I thank you for that, JB. Right? But if it wasn't for your simulcast, I would probably have 800 plus views on that right now. Maybe 1,000, right? And you folks know it. And you folks are trying to do whatever you can to prevent me from getting that, which I don't care because your audience is not for me anyway, right? I don't want you here anyway. So you folks are spinning your wheels. I'm letting you know, Jamie, you got to call him like Mr. J or something. I have that all blocked there because people try to dox people, and I have all that. I have everything in there that people would type to try to dox someone. And that's why I also have 30-second slow mode on right now. JB says, he hates knowing that you're better than him and his movie preview content. Well, JB, I was going to save that for your show, but I'll respond to it here. There's going to be plenty more to talk about tonight. But here's the thing. Like you said yesterday, JB, it's a competition for Jamie. And he doesn't care if you get more views and make more money than him. He only cares about what I do, right? For some reason, he doesn't want to lose to me. And quite frankly, I'm not even competing with him. It's not a competition for me between you and me, JB, between myself and Jamie or anyone else. I'm my own entity, just like you are, JB, and you know that. For Jamie, he doesn't get that. He thinks it's a competition, right? He thinks I'm trying to defeat him. No, I'm not trying to defeat you, James. You're defeating yourself. You're self-destructing, dude. You're self-destructing publicly, globally, on the largest video sharing platform on the planet. How in the world are you going to recover from this, right? I made a few mistakes. I apologize. We all make mistakes. Famous stars have said things they didn't mean, and they apologize and they move on, right? I've moved on from this. So has JB, so has most other people, but you just can't move on past the fact that you feel you need to defeat me in order to feel relevant, right? It's not a competition, James. It's about doing your own thing and I do mine. Why am I talking about you? Because you talk about me every day. You simulcast me every day. I told you, if you don't, I'm playing it the same way JB Gunner used to, right? You talk about me, I talk about you, right? You talk about me, I talk about you. That's the way it goes. And I'll just incorporate it into a topic like I did today. If people keep talking about you, good, bad, or indifferent, they are making you more relevant if, ... you keep your cool. Because when I keep my cool, you and your woman are going to lose your shit. And here's the thing. We're going to be reviewing that simulcasting of mine that you did tonight on JB's channel. And if you or your internet girlfriend are thinking of flagging that down, that's my content primarily, right? I will write into YouTube, and I will even send them in whatever they need, saying that, hey, I took down this video. This is my video. I gave permission to this user, right? But here's the thing. That video has been flagged for copyright. So you can't file a copyright on that anyway because I own that video now with that copyright until your counter notification goes through, right? So even if you try to file a copyright, ma'am, on JB or you, Jamie, YouTube's going to take a few days to get back to you because there's nothing to compare it to, right? And they're going to question it. And they're going to ask you for more information. And who cares if it goes through once the stream is done? JB will have backup copies, right? But even if you successfully were to take that stream down tonight, James or Mrs. Like in Theory, JB has many other channels. We'll move over to one of the many other ones, right, JB? But if you guys take it down, it'll just go to show how more pathetic you are, right? So you see, when you corner these people, when you back them up against the wall, like myself, like I've done, and JB has done, anything they do just makes them look that much worse than they already do. You're backed into a corner, James. You've got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And if you think that this is the end, I don't know what JB's going to talk about tonight. I'm not going to mention some private things he shared with me. I'm going to respect that. But if he brings it up on his show, we'll talk about it. But let me tell you something. Dude. Everything I mentioned right now is the least of your worries, bro. You're a pretty intuitive guy. Maybe you can figure it out. Hey, GLM, I'm chilling in the kindness corner. Swing by and say hello. If you, I know you're BSing, but if you're there, I'll be right there, GLM. Then we can both show people that we're both the same height, 5'10". By the way, GLM, the kindness corner has not been finished yet. I'm heading to that area right now. They finished the Magical Brigade playground area, but the kindness corner is still under construction. You folks can probably see it from over here. As we go further down, it's still fenced in, and they're still working on that. So if you're in the kindness corner, GLM, you must have hopped the fence, but they call you a crazy chick, so I wouldn't be surprised if you actually did that. Welcome to the show, GLM. Glad to have you here. Welcome again to the Mod Crew. I'm chilling in the kindness corner. It's all good in the hood. I know you're home, GLM. Well, GLM, then you're taller than 5'10". Then you're like 5'11". GLM, you know when you do those videos from different phones, images appear differently. The ground is not level in that area. And quite frankly, I really don't care if you're taller than me, and I think you know that. I'm a secure dude. Maybe you're 5'11", maybe you're 6 feet. It doesn't matter either way, it's all good. You people are so tiny. Well, look, I'm average height. You know, 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" is average. There are a lot of guys that are 5'7" or shorter. Do you know that, like, I think it's less than maybe 15% of men in this country are over 6 feet, yet women say they want a guy 6 feet or taller. So they're automatically eliminating 85% of men nowadays. Oh, you're 5'11" and 3/4 inches. Nope, you're not 6 feet, you're out. That's how women are nowadays. They're goddamn picky. Everything else could be perfect. Maybe you could rock their world better than anyone else. And if you're a 1/4 inch shy of 6 feet, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, right? That's the way it goes. So yeah, if they try to flag that down tonight, JB, it'll show how much more pathetic they are, and you've got a backup plan anyway, right? You know they're going to try to flag you. You know they're going to simulcast you. JB knows how this goes. We already know what they're going to do. If 85% of men are shorter than Ma, then I ain't interested in 85% of men right off the bat. Well, I said the same thing you just said, LM. That's how damn picky women are nowadays, right? It's your choice, you know? But here's the thing, that's why there are so many miserable women, because they're not giving good guys a chance because they're a 1/4 inch shy of 6 feet, right? Now, there are some women out there that don't have a problem dating men that are shorter than them. They look beyond that, but it's a very superficial world nowadays. To each its own, right? It's not picky. A man smaller than me can't do anything for me. What do you mean they can't do anything for you, GLM? What do you mean by that? Are you saying that like you're stronger physically than they are? Or it just doesn't turn you on or something? Or, I mean, I understand that. I understand how attraction works. It's all good. She means they don't. I know, JB. JB, that's exactly where I was going with it. It doesn't turn her on. I'm trying to say it in advertiser-friendly ways, JB, but you know what I mean, right? Sorry, I had to pass by some guy's house. Him and his wife were walking out. No, I get it. Every woman gets turned on in different ways, right? But a lot of them are just like what GLM said. And with no disrespect to you, GLM, I stay away from those types of women because I already know, like, I'm automatically eliminated, not because I'm not, a good enough guy or attractive enough or can't rock their world. It's over inches or or a half inch or quarter inch or whatever, right? I get it. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You know, George, I know you're trolling here. You're like a Sistoli or you're Blue Ball Brandon. I'll let your snarky remarks stay. But come on, dude. It's stupid, bro. It's old stuff, man. Come up with something new. An inch can make a difference. Okay. I'll let the chat go. Now, another thing. I made a community post an hour before I went live to respond to the copyright takedown notice that Lichen Theory displayed on his community tab. Lichen Theory, that copyright has nothing to do with your channel. It has to do with your girlfriend's channel. Why are you white knighting for your girlfriend? And here's the thing. I wrote on that community post, I wonder if Mrs. Lichen Theory used her actual address on the counter notification. Because in knowing her, this is what I know of her, is that she has an ID from Southern California when she used to live there that's expired, and she uses that expired ID to prevent her real address from being displayed on the form. Ma'am, do you realize that the copyright form and copyright is a federal it's a federal law, ma'am? And do you realize you're committing a federal crime when you mess with the copyright system and copyright law? You, on one hand, are saying that you used my content under fair use, and that's your only avenue to try to get it overturned by way of a counter notification. That's a legal document, ma'am, and you're falsifying probably your phone number and your address because you know for the most part YouTube's not going to verify that, right? What's the LOL for, JB? You're going to have to wait 30 seconds until I end up moderating you maybe after tonight because I have slow mode on. Additionally, I think that Mr. Lichen Theory Jamie has manager access to her account, and he was the one that filed the copyright under his name and his mom's address to prevent his actual address in North Carolina from popping up. Jamie, we all know where you live. If we wanted to do something which we're not, Jamie, we could. We all know your real address. We all know. I'm not going to even mention one number because you try to file privacy for that. And you can't. No one's going to dox you, James, but we know where you live. But this is what's going to happen. When I get that counter notification, maybe later today or tomorrow, it's going to have his name and his mama's address, right? Right? Maybe you use it as a secondary address. I can understand that. But that is way more legit because that's a known address that you're still attached to, that still exists. That's your folks' place, right? Maybe you still send some of your mail there, right? Nothing wrong with that, right? But here's the thing, dude. Why would you file a counter notification on behalf of your girlfriend when women nowadays are strong and empowered and we don't need a man for anything? We could do everything ourselves, right? We could do everything ourselves, right? And let me tell you, James, your woman, puts up that empowerment card all the time. So when I get that counter notification, somebody's coming. It's all right. I got to distance myself and let this woman pass. Because she's not wearing a mask either, which is fine as long as you distance yourself. saw the latest numbers that we're vaccinating 2.5 million people per day now. That's great news. JB, down the road, I'd be open to doing some political stuff with you and Dream, like we talked about last night, if you're open to it. We can talk about that another time, but I know we got to do this tonight. So when I get that counter notification, it's either going to be one thing. It's going to be her with her Southern California address using the expired license for an address that no longer exists, which is fraud. Or B, it's going to be Jamie filing that on her behalf with his name and his parents' address. Either way, it's fraud or white knighting. Any way you look at it, it's freaking pathetic. Correct me if I'm wrong. And look, I don't really want to talk about this, but they're coming at me with all this stupid stuff. So hey, you come at me, you talk about me, I'm going to talk about you and use you for example purposes. That's what it's all about. No mask. Oh, how awful. Whatever will we do? Yeah, all good, bro. There is plenty of time for different discussions or debates. If you know the facts, don't take the vax. Well, bro, you're a little more on the right. I'm a little more on the left. But regardless of where I'm at, the vaccine is a good thing. We got to get people vaccinated. We got to get people vaccinated. The numbers of new cases nationally here in the U.S. have gone down. Now, they've gone up in some states, but across the nation, they're down. And they've been down for weeks. I've been so enamored with this lichen theory thing that I haven't had time to talk about any of this stuff. And it's more important, to be honest with you. Oh no, I will never take the vaccine. That's fine. You see, here's the funny thing. No disrespect. The right says the numbers are fake. The left says they're real. It's just funny to me how people on the right always say everything with the numbers are fake. Everything is fake. Everything, right? Is anything real with the right? I'm just saying, like, look, I'm not here to argue left versus right. I'm just saying a lot of people on the right always say the numbers are fudged or everything is fake or whatever, right? No disrespect. That's just what I notice. How can you discuss that? Like, you can't have a debate on that. I mean, it's a debate that won't go anywhere because there's nothing to debate. Nothing to debate. It's not worth it. I know Hank Aaron is dead because of the vax. Larry King is dead because of it. Marvin Hagler. Well, that's an opinion, dude. That's not a fact. There's no concrete proof stating that the vaccine killed those guys. Those guys were old. How do you not know they didn't die of old age? Larry King was what, like 90-something? That's a good life, right? You ever think that people die of old age? Or come on. Anyway, we're not going to talk about this here. We have other things to talk about. I'm on my final lap. So get your questions in, folks. I'm on my final lap right now. Please thumbs up this video to offset Mr. and Mrs. Lycan that were inciting people to thumb me down on that stream. They're simulcasting me yesterday. So see, Jamie, here's the thing, dude. Yes, your woman will get her channel back in 14 days, 10 business days plus the non-business days. In about 2 weeks, she'll get her channel back. She'll be able to stream. By that time, let's see what's left of your empire, bro. But you have other socks, and you'll still keep doing it. And again, we don't care. And you don't even understand why I actually did the flagging. It was within my right to do so, which is what I'm trying to say. But I did it to more so prove a point. I did it to more so prove how much you'll white knight for a woman that is destroying whatever is left of your business and brand. Was already sinking before you got involved with her. Now it's sinking worse. I mean, JB, you tell me, and anyone else, you tell me, is this woman furthering the demise of Jamie much more quickly? It was already happening, but she's just making it that much quicker. Correct me if I'm wrong. I like this guy. Me too, James. I had both first and second vaccines. I agree, GLM, it's unethical. I also don't take the flu shot, to be fair. Well, no, I haven't taken the flu shot myself either. But you know, when you're born, as a newborn baby, they vaccinate you, with past vaccines for previous diseases, right? And after that point, if you want to take the flu shot, that's on you. The flu is typically not deadly. So, a lot of people, and even people that take the flu shot, they still get sick. The flu shot, in my opinion, and I'll agree with you folks on the right on this one, the flu shot, in my opinion, is like a hoax. It's a moneymaker. Because I've known many people that take it, they still get sick. You see, I'm a fair dude. I'm unbiased. I'm an unbiased guy. Got a meeting. Catch you guys later. All right, GLM. See you later. I watched this L guy last night, all night. He has a condition. You watched them all last night? What do you mean? Like on the simulcast? Or was he on someone else's panel last night? George? I think that was you, George, right? Was Lycan Theory on someone else's panel last night? I was up for a little bit, and I was looking everywhere, and I didn't see him anywhere. I think he was talking with his internet girlfriend, trying to figure out what their next move is, because they're backed up against the wall. They're backed up against the wall. They are. And here's the thing. Let's talk about one more thing here while I finish my last half lap of my 3-mile walk today. All right? These people, as you will hear on JB's stream tonight when we play whatever parts JB chooses to play of that simulcast video I sent him, are saying that I'm being set up for an ambush, or I'm being played or set up. I'll respond to that in a second here. Let me read what was put in the chat. No, I mean I looked him up. Okay, well there's a lot of stuff on. There's a lot of stuff on myself and JB and everyone, but there's more on him. JB Gunner TV Underground says 99% survival rate for COVID. I've survived twice and only 95% success rate with the vax. I'll take my chances. Okay. New to this and trying to figure out who he is. Okay. Here's the thing. Yes, every other time JB and I have gotten together, there's been a falling out. Now, I think we were both at fault, but I will say more so it was me. I'll tell you why. For one reason. Because I kept losing my emotional self-control. And that gave JB the power. And that gave him content. I triggered him, right? And you did. You did. Right? But here's the reason, Jamie and Mrs. Lycan Theory, why it's not going backwards no matter what happens. See, here's the thing. And JB has said this. And I do believe you, JB, but he said that, okay, our beef is squashed. I'm not coming after you tonight, right? You told me in an email, right? I didn't even ask him for that, right? But here's the thing, hypothetically speaking. For example purposes, JB, hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying you're going to do that. I believe you. Just let me say this to make the statement, okay? Even if JB flipped the switch on myself and American Dream, started calling me C-U-C-K, or maybe he'll slip and call me that anyways. If he does that, he'll slip. He's been saying it for years, so it's not going to trigger me, right? Even if an ambush happens, which I'm not saying it's going to happen, JB. I'm just saying, let's say it did. I would sit there and not get triggered. I would not rage quit. I'll stay on that panel as long as you want me to, no matter what happens. And even after the night, if it goes nowhere, I'll keep my cool, right? The only way I look bad is if I lose my cool. I lose my emotional self-control. So see, James and Mr. and Mrs. Like It There, you're thinking that this is going to flip, right? You folks talked all this smack on this video, right? Saying that JB's using you to incite donations. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to incite my people to donate to him. Why? You want to play the game that way? Because here's the thing. Despite what he's done in the past, we could at least maturely talk about it, right? And right now, I think you and Mr. Like It Theory are way worse than he's ever been, despite what he and I have done. Because at least we could talk things out like men, right? Now, you, ma'am, are a woman. I can understand you not being able to talk things out like men because you're female, ma'am. Respectfully, okay? But for James, he's definitely not displaying masculine energy, which says a lot about his, never mind. You can figure that one out on your own, right? So here's the thing. If you folks are thinking that this is going to be an ambush, I want JB to make donations. And I'm gonna suggest to my people to donate to him via Cash App preferably. Because after what we talk about tonight, you're going to understand it's going to go to a better cause. I would appreciate it if you donated to him and not me. I'm not going on that channel like I used to go when JB and I did those other shows, right? I'm not concerned about him making all the money and me not making any. I'm not going on his show for any traction. I'm not going on his show to make money. I'm going on his show for a matter of principle. Because at the end of the day, when this matter of principle is finally resolved, both JB and I will be able to move forward and make something individually out of ourselves, and then maybe we may still work on some stuff together, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not worried about what's going to happen tonight, because no matter what happens, I'm going to handle it professionally and maturely, and I'm going to keep my cool. I'm not going to lose my shit. That's all that matters. You, Jamie and Mrs. Like It Theory, were so triggered on that simulcast last night. And again, Jamie, your own woman sounded like a scorned, jealous ex-girlfriend that got dumped by me when I was never with her in the first place. And then she's saying, oh, he's just jealous because he can't have me and you have me. Ma'am, I don't want you. I never did want you in that way. I was just your friend. To be honest with you, I was never even physically attracted to you, ma'am. But it wouldn't matter because I don't mix business with pleasure. And in addition, I don't like your attitude and I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. Right? That's the truth. And ma'am, you can come back at me and say you're not attracted to me. That's fine. It doesn't matter, ma'am, because you and I aren't a good fit. It would never work. See, ma'am, you're projecting, ma'am. I say that all the time. I say that about Jamie. You're the same thing. Ma'am, listen. Ma'am, you could light up an entire city with the amount of projections you made on that stream last night. Correct me if I'm wrong, JB. Ma'am, you projected everything onto me. It kind of sounds like you wanted me instead of Jamie. And because I kicked you to the curb politely and then maturely because I didn't want to play in the Like It Theory playground, now you're scorned and bitter. And you're holding on to resentment. And it's pathetic, ma'am. And everybody knows it, ma'am. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Tell me I'm wrong. It's hilarious, right? Coach Eli dropping truth bombs. L Theory rage quit. I don't do drama anymore. I'm just a humble Bitcoin investor. Well, JB, let me ask you this. So we give people a little prelude to what's going on tonight. And I don't do drama anymore either. But JB, why are we doing this show tonight? Is this one final attempt to do the right thing? Like, is this more of a matter of principle to you, JB? I mean, I really want people to understand what's going on between you and I, and that we really are trying to get things on the right side here. But in order for these people to believe what's going on after what happened for years in the past, we got to give them something, JB. We got to give them something to start the shift of actually believing it's a different time now. You know what I mean? Get your questions in, folks. I'm going off the air in about 10 minutes. Tonight is about principle and simply doing the right thing. She definitely seemed hurt that you moved on from her, Eli. She resents that rejection. She resents being diminished to the mama's boy. I couldn't have said it better myself. Let's agree and move on. No need to add to that, right? Some things you don't have to add to. Some things just make sense. The last thing I would ever want to do is impregnate a woman like that and be stuck with a woman like that for 18 years. What a world of misery that would be. I'd rather be by myself for the rest of my life and use my hand than being with a woman like her or her. I have no shame in saying that at all. Feels good. I'll tell you, JB, when you mentioned how you worked through your pinched nerve yesterday by just walking, that's exactly what the physical therapists say. You just walk. It's going to be hard at first, but the more and more you walk, the more and more you're going to get back to normal. You're going to stretch things out, and things will just heal on its own. It's amazing how the human body self-heals itself. It's amazing. So here's this side of the playground. This is where the kindness corner is going to be at. They're still building this. 1 year later, they're still building this. They said it'd be completed by this time, but I guess they meant just the primary playground. They still have more work to do. They still have more work to do, but it looks like they're taking a break for right now. Maybe it's a money issue with the city. Who knows? I'll keep you posted. And I will be broadcasting from the Kindness Corner when it opens. And if anyone wants to come and join me, you want to come out here to the Bay Area, GLM, you want to come and join me and hang out? And if you want to do a height comparison live on the air, which is ridiculous, it's all good. I wouldn't even care if she was an inch taller than me. It doesn't matter. I'm secure within myself, right? I don't see her in that way. Anyway, she doesn't see me in that way, right? We could be friends though, right? We can have a cool conversation, hang out, shoot the shit, right? That's like guys comparing the length of their member. You know, their member, right? Let's call it member to be advertiser friendly, right? I'm a chicken. I'm taller than you. My pee-pee's bigger than yours, dude. Oh, good for you, bro. Do you know how to use it? I've seen so many people, like I keep saying this, I've seen so many people flex their muscles out here, right? I make more money than you. I have a home, you have an apartment. I have a better car than you. I have a wife and kids and you have nothing. You're alone. Grown men, right? Grown men kicking other men down, having to prove that they have more than another grown man, right? But us secure men know that regardless of what we've got, if we're secure and happy within ourselves, it doesn't matter. We don't feel the need to compare ourselves to other people, especially other guys, when we're secure within ourselves. That's the truth. Get your questions in, folks. I'm going off the air in a few. We don't care about that. Well, to a certain extent, Queen, it has to be at least an average size. But I understand after a certain point, having a measuring contest amongst grown men, I mean, that's something we do in grammar school, right? Like, that's what us little boys do in grammar school. We say that, oh, my pee-pee's bigger than yours, right? We're immature back then, right? But when you get into your, mid to late 20s, early 30s, and you're still playing those pee-pee games, I mean, come on. What does that say about you, right? And now on YouTube, it just exposes the immaturity of these people. And some of these people do it for entertainment, but many people, that's how they really are. Like Gary Vaynerchuk says, social media hasn't changed us, it's exposed us. That makes sense. When I heard him say that on a video, because I subscribe to his channel. It's Gary V. He's a cool dude. Have you heard of Gary V, JB? I'm sure you have. Has anyone else, Queen, or anyone else heard of Gary V? Social media hasn't changed us. It exposes us, right? You think that Lycan theory was any different before he came on YouTube? YouTube's just exposing it, right? Your pathetic life, James, is now, global news. Because you put it out here, right? And I'm not saying I'm any better. I made some mistakes, and I put my stuff out here. But, dude, I've owned up to everything, and I've moved on, right? This dude just can't even move on. That's what makes him even more pathetic. Can somebody tell me what time it is Eastern? Is it after 7 Eastern? Because I'm going to be going live at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific from the studio briefly. But I have to run an errand quick. 7:06, so it's 4:06. I got to get out of here, folks, because I got to get that, I got to run an errand quick, and I'll be in the studio in less than an hour. If I start a few minutes late, please forgive me. Just a lot going on. And then after that, we're going to go on JB Gunner's World channel. If you go to the description of this stream and my next stream, you'll see the direct link to the live event. Below that, you'll see the direct link to subscribe to Gunner's World channel. Either way, you'll get there. Folks, do me a favor. Please donate to this cause. It'll be well worth it. Despite what happens, let's take care of JB tonight. Look, I've been trying to become a better person myself out here. I'm not saying I was a bad person, but I've been trying to learn how to do things better out here on YouTube. It was very humbling for him to come on the stream yesterday and give a bunch of donations, including $49.99 donation, which did you see how they reacted to that, JB, when you gave that donation? It was pathetic, right? I think JB sent like over $60 in donations between Super Chats and Cash App. And folks, if you go to the link of the live event, go in the description, you'll see many different ways you can donate to JB. Cash App's probably preferred. I'll submit my donation in a bit. I know American Dream's going to be donating too. And folks, let's take care of each other, okay? This is for a good cause. We're finally making headway after 4 years. This is going to be an epic stream, in my opinion. Yes, it's not going to be your typical bashing stream, but we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of people will be there. Lots of people will be simulcasting. I'll tell you what, whether they're watching on Gunner's channel or the simulcast network, a lot of people will be watching this. That's all that matters. Tell me I'm wrong, JB. JB, listen, I appreciate what you're saying. I'm taking a different approach, JB. I want people to donate to you tonight. I want people to support this. I also want to show that, hey, I'm a lot stronger on these YouTube streets, and I want to do the right thing. Okay? And no matter what happens tonight, even if JB slips and says something like the C-U-C-K word, I don't care. It doesn't matter. We've all been through a lot. We're used to saying certain things about each other, right? There's nothing that's going to trigger me tonight, and there's nothing that's going to get me to rage quit. And I'll roll with the punches. Yeah, they will be watching. Of course, they have nothing better to do. He averages 40 a stream, and he literally has to beg them to donate. It's a disgrace. All right, folks, I got to run. See you folks in about 45 minutes. If I'm a little bit late after 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific for my pre-stream before, my pre-stream ritual, right? Let's call it that. Never mind. From the pre-stream before the JB Gunner stream, give me a few. I have to run an errand, but I'll be live and I'll be on JB's channel on time. I'm going to reach out to American Dream. Want to make sure that he's all set to go. And that's that. See you folks in a bit. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. 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 Bye.